Hey guys, Kurt from Time Machine Transport over here in Missoula, Montana. Got here Friday afternoon after I unloaded. And I got to get over to Old Town, Idaho to pick up this lumber going to Plano, Illinois to a Menards. And last time I was at Menards, there was these two fucking gate security guards, fucking Joe Dirt and Chris Farley. I had a tarp load, so I untarp it out in the parking lot, and it's drywall, so they got all the plastic underneath the tarps, and it was windy. It was windy as fuck, and so I'm fighting these tarps, and I'm pulling off the plastic, and I'm just kind of bunching it up and jamming it like between the fifth wheel and the tire of the tractor, just to keep it so it wasn't blowing away. So finally, after fighting the tarps and everything and getting unstrapped, and I'm about to pull into the yard, so I start the truck up, and I walk up to to Chris Farley and Joe Dirt, and I'm like, "Hey, listen," I said, because they had a garbage can there, a big garbage can. So I had this plastic that was all bunched up. I don't know where to put it. There's no dumpster out there, so I tell the guy, I'm like, "Hey, is it all right if I put it in your guys' garbage can here?" He's like, "Nah." See, that's our garbage can, and the yard guys, they don't at Menards. The yard guys, they don't empty our trash, so that's kind of their trash. So you have to keep it and then just throw it away. Man, I fucking snapped on these motherfuckers, man. I mean, snapped. And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Blah, blah, blah. I won't go into detail on it. But anyways, I pull into the yard, and the guys are like, "I don't know why they would tell you that, blah." But these guys, these two fucking yahoos were just staring at me from the guard shack. If you've ever been to a Menards, you know they got the two lift gates or whatever in and out, and they're just staring as I'm fighting these big ass fucking tarps, and these guys just staring at me, and you can see they got a little smile on their face. I'm like, "You motherfuckers, man!" But anyways, so whenever I think of Menards, I always think about Joe Dirt and Chris Farley, and then when I think of Joe Dirt and Chris Farley, I think about this time years ago when I was a rookie. Got a load of. I got a load out of PA to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And it was a Friday night, and I got unloaded, and I had to get there by, I think it was like before 11 or midnight. So I'm fucking boogieing, man. My GPS is bringing me down all these fucking two-lane little-ass streets. And so I get there in time, and I go to check in, and it's at this like steel mill, and walk into the guard shack, check in, and like I said, I was a rookie, so I didn't really know. I mean, I knew about freight or whatever, but I didn't know all the exacts. You know, I didn't know exactly what this was or that was. So, anyways, they're like, "Oh, you made it this time," so you got, and it was a big ass plant, man. I mean, they had like these muddy roads going all the way in the back, and where you had to get loaded, and it was dark as shit. It was in the wintertime. Muddy as fuck, this and that. And so I tell again, these two motherfuckers were Joe Dirt and Chris Farley, for real. And yeah, it's about the storm here, something fierce in Missoula, Montana. They need to rain here bad, man. Real bad. It's dry as fuck. Last time I came through here, I don't know, about a month ago, they had fucking fires all over the place. Anyways, I love storms. So, and I got to go that way to get over to Old Town, Idaho. So anyway, so I asked fucking the two yahoos, "What am I picking up?" They're like, they look at my paperwork, ingots. And I'm like, I didn't know what an ingot was. So I tell the guys, I'm like, "Well, what's an ingot?" And they're like, they both look at each other and they're like, "It's an ingot." I'm like, what is an ingot? And they look at me like I'm a absolute fucking dunce individual. It's an ingot, man. I mean, it's an ingot. I'm like, what? And I'm playing this fucking this Q&A with these two guys, and they're just I'm asking the same question. They're giving me the same answer. It's an ingot, and I'm like, you guys don't even know what an ingot is, do you? And they both look at each other. I don't know. So anyway, so whenever I think of Joe Dirt and Chris Farley, I always think about the fucking ingot duo. So anyways, I go back into this place, and they had kind of give me they didn't give me a map, but they just told me you got to stay on this road. It's going to take you all the way in the back, and they're going to load you back there, but you got to stay on this path. So I get to this fork in the road, and I can either go left or right, but the right has like, I mean, they got mounds and mounds of like scrap steel washers and just all over the place, like in these huge heaping piles. And I can't go straight because whatever was on the top of this big ass fucking steel mountain or scrap steel mountain, it had fallen into the road, or it was in the road. I was like, well, I can't go that way. So I back up, and then I go down the other side of the fork, and I come to a dead end. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Not only have I been up, because we were running papers back then, so I was just illegal as fuck, and tired, exhausted, whatever. So anyways, I get down, and I can't even turn around. I gotta back all the way down this fight, and it's pitch dark. And my truck now has big ass spotlights on the back, but back then I didn't. And so anyways, they told me to go to this one channel. I think it was like channel 15 on the CB or whatever. So I back up to this fork again, and I'm pissed. I mean, I'm light because I'm empty, and I'm sliding all over the place. I'm getting stuck in the mud, all this shit. So I jump on the CB, and I'm like, are you guys fucking with me? Because they didn't know what an ingot was, and they were I don't know if they were fucking with me on that. But anyways, the guy's like, no. And I said, dude, I cannot go down this road. I went to and I'm explaining everything on the CB. I'm like, will you guys just come out here and see where I am? So they come out here, and right away they're acting on the CB like I'm this dunce individual. And like, this dude doesn't know what an ingot is. And he can't follow instructions. So they get out there on their little side-by-side four-wheeler, and probably holding hands in the fucking meantime while they're driving down this dark-ass fucking road because they're scared to death. And they're like, oh man, that's the way you're supposed to go, or all that. And I said, that's the way I thought I had to go. So then they got to call somebody to come out with like a fucking grappling hook, so that takes a while. Anyways, they get loaded. But anytime I think of Chris Farley and fucking Joe Dirt, I always think about the Ingot twins. So my brother, I have all half siblings. I have 2 half sisters and 2 half brothers. And my brothers and I, and my one sister and I, we've just been on and off for years, man. I'm talking about fucking years. It's a love-hate relationship. So my one brother, Bobby, and they're younger than me, except for my older sister, Jess, which I found out I had a sister from my biological father. I didn't know her my whole life. But anyways, so my brother, Bobby, reaches out just to say hi. I haven't heard from him in a while. And it's one of those families that it's just fucking disgruntled, man. Fights and lots of fights. So, anyways, I'm close with my nieces and nephews, and I'm not really close with my siblings except for my sis Jess. But so I was reading some reports here in the truck because I've been sitting here the weekend, and they were talking about these shootings around Missoula or whatever. And when my brother Bobby reached out to me, I remember the time my brother Stevie K was there. So my brother, this was years ago. I owned this duplex on the south side of Milwaukee. I lived upstairs and I rented the downstairs. So New Year's Eve, my brother Mikey, he's staying with me. And my brother Bobby and Mikey, they're like fucking, oh, I mean, that's like a can of gas and a fucking lighter. They do not belong together. So, yeah, it's fucking love that shit. Anyways, so my brother Mikey says, "Hey, it's New Year's Eve." You know, when I was younger, and I was younger then, yeah, you go out, you rip her up, whatever the case is. And so here's getting all messed up. So he's Stevie K and I, and then another brother, Kevin Hansen. We're all gonna go out and just kind of hop bar to bar, us three, meet out some other guys. Excuse me. And so my brother says, "Hey, can I have some guys over for a New Year's Eve party?" I don't give a fuck. Go ahead. And I had this loud ass stereo system. I mean, this thing was decked out, and they were in there hooting and hollering. And so Stevie K and Kevin and I, we end up jumping in the car, and we had been out for quite a few hours, and go back to my place, and I can hear like this arguing, this yelling. So I'm like, fuck. So we go upstairs, and my brother Mikey and my brother Bobby are fighting. They're like going at it, blah, blah, blah. And my brother's wife at the time was his girlfriend, and she's there, and him and her are, you know, going after my brother. So I get in there, I break it up or whatever, and I kind of thought this was going to happen. So I tell my brother Bobby, I'm like, hey, listen, you know, you got to go. I mean, he lives here, you don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, where is he going to go? But at least you and Corey, his girlfriend, could go home. Everybody else had left, and I'm not thinking anything of it. So I go to walk my brother. I walked my brother Bobby downstairs, and I had a back door that went out onto the porch into my backyard, and the door was wood and it had a glass window. And I'm telling Bobby, I'm like, come on, man, just go, whatever. He's like, man, this is fucking bullshit, blah, blah, blah. You always side with Mikey and this, and I'm like, dude, you know, I'm just trying to explain to him, like, dude, he lives here, you don't. And so anyway, so I go down, and he's fucking snapping. So I get down to the bottom landing, I open the door, you know, he walks out onto the back porch. I close the door, and he's like, you fat motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, what the? So I start walking up the stairs, and this dude breaks my fucking window. So now it's on. So I go running out on the porch, and he and I are going fisticuffs. And I mean, I'm not proud of this, but I've gotten into a lot of fist fights with my brother Bobby. And I've had to fucking tune his ass up a few times, you know. So anyway, so I got an alley out there. So my backyard is a walkway with a gate, and then there's a parking spot right there, and then I gotta have a 2.5 car garage right next to the parking spot, and then there's an alley. So he and I are fucking just going at it. Somehow, some way, we end up in the alley. I got him on the ground, and I'm just pummeling this dude, and his girlfriend is on my back, like literally on my back, trying to punch me in the face, and she's like, "You're gonna fucking kill him, So all of a sudden, just like that, I hear right at the side of my face, and I look, and there's a shotgun, right? Swear to God, Stevie K can put a comment in the comment section, and it's police. They're fucking everywhere. He's like, get your fucking hands off me, get on the ground, blah, blah. And I'm like, what the fuck? So they cuff us and blah, blah, blah. They didn't cuff Stevie or Kevin, I don't think. They might have. I don't know. I think they were still upstairs. Anyways, my brother Mikey's there, Stevie, Kevin, my brother Bobby, his girlfriend Corey, and myself. And the cops are telling us, they're like, yeah, we heard gunshots. Neighbors called for gunshots. I'm like, and now this had all happened. So we literally came from going out, Stevie, Kevin, and I, we literally had gone there. Now this all happened within like 5 minutes. And so the cops were like, yeah, you know, there was gunfire. I said, no, you probably heard glass breaking from my dipshit brother from breaking my fucking window. They're like, no, there were gunshots, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, now 2 fucking detectives show up, and they, sure enough, they find fucking casings right outside my house on the front, on the lower level, on the sidewalk. I had a big flight of stairs that went onto the sidewalk, but my path went around, and right there was like a shit ton of fucking casings. And I don't know how the fuck we didn't see those walking up, but who's looking for casings when you're going home, right? And they show me. They're like, there's a I'm like, what the fuck? So anyways, I'm in the living room. Cops are, they're searching the whole house. I had a 9mm that I had stashed. It wasn't legal. So I was like, so I tell the cops, yeah, go ahead and look for it. I had it stashed good enough where I knew they wouldn't find it. So anyways, they're searching the whole house, questioning Stevie and Kevin, and they're telling them the same story. I'm like, we were just out. We didn't have anything to do with this. Anyways, because I was beating my brother Bobby's ass. And I knew, because my brother Mikey, I said, because they had my brother Mikey, Stevie, I think Kevin left. But anyways, we were sitting in the living room while they're searching the whole house, and I look at my brother Mikey, and he just kind of looks down at the ground. I'm like, you motherfucker. He was the one that shot the gun. He and my brother, or whatever, some other people had gotten in this big ass fight or whatever. So my brother goes and gets my gun and starts fucking shooting in the air like he's a fucking cowboy. My brothers have got me into so much shit in my fucking lifetime, man. It's just crazy. So anyways, I'm just looking at Mikey. I'm like, you motherfucker, man. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother Mikey. I don't know why. I just always have. And so anyways, cops are questioning Bobby and Corey. And they say, what happened, blah, blah, blah. Well, they don't, because I just got done warming his ass up. Kurt did it. So D-Techs come in there, cops come into the living room, and they fucking put me in cuffs. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Now, I have to backtrack because prior to that, I don't know, a few years prior to that, I had been arrested for shooting at some Latin Kings. I'll have to do another story on that, story time. So, anyway, so my arrest record clearly stated that I was arrested for endangering public safety, attempted murder. It was crazy. So anyways, they take me into the station because Bobby and Corey said, oh yeah, Kurt did it. All right, whatever. So, but then they also arrest my brother Bobby, I believe, for damage to property for breaking my window or something like that. Anyways, them motherfuckers, they're interviewing me, and the detective's like, we know it wasn't you, Kurt. They did the paraffin test on my hands for gunpowder and this and that, but it hadn't come back yet. And they're like, we know you didn't do it. We're pretty sure your brother Mikey did it, but you're going to have to. I said, nah, man, I can't do that. So anyways, they put me upstairs with the fucking chest thumpers and the fucking oranges. And I'm up there, and they held me, and they charged me. And then I think it was like a $500 cash bail or something like that. And so I had a bail out. So the next day or the day after that, I called my brother, and I'm like, dude, you need to get me the fuck out of here. It's because of you that I'm in here. Anyways, he got the cash up or whatever. I believe my brother Stevie K put some money towards that, I believe. So I bailed out, and then the paraffin test came back for the gunshot residue, and they dropped all the charges. So that I went to jail for not even firing a gun one time. But in their defense, my priors had kind of sealed my fate. But yeah, I got so many truths, man, about my brothers. My brother Mikey, the one I had have a soft spot for. I had just gotten out of the military. I ETS'd in March of 92. And my son's mom and I, she was from Italy. I was stationed in Vicenza, Italy. And so she had come over from Italy, and we were staying with my mom while I was working and trying to find a place to stay. And she was pregnant with our child. And so anyways, my mom lived on this, right off the corner of this place. It's 34th and Greenfield in this, and it's not really the hood. It's the hood now, but back then it wasn't. So they had its big ass flight of stairs that went from the sidewalk up to a landing, and then another flight of stairs to the house. And it was a nice summer day, and my ex and I, or my son's mom, were sitting on the steps, just enjoying the day. I had gotten back from work. And I'm sitting behind her. She's sitting between my legs, and we're just looking at the street. And all of a sudden, we see this. I believe it was like a '78 Cutlass, or in the '70s. This car kept going around the block, and fingers finally growing back. My nail. Gotta get out of here pretty soon. This car keeps going around the block, and I'm like, huh. So then the car stops right in front of my mom's house. This is in the afternoon, early evening. It's summertime. It's light out. And the car has all these tinted windows, and the windows are kind of down, maybe, I don't know, less than a foot on the passenger side. And I can see there's obviously a driver, because it's not a fucking autonomous fucking car back then. So there's a driver, and then I could see one dude in the passenger seat. And I thought I saw somebody in the backseat, but I wasn't sure. So they stop right in front of the house. And I tell Diana, my son's mom, like, go in the house. And she's like, what? I said, just go in the house. So she gets up and she goes in the house. And so I walk down the stairs. And as I get down the stairs and I'm getting closer to the sidewalk, which is right by the car, I hear, Kurt? I'm like, yeah. The person in the passenger seat, or maybe it was the driver's seat, I can't remember. Anyways, it was my brother Stevie K. Like, we knew of each other, not like, you know, either one of us, or like Stevie K's a legend now, but the window goes all the way down, and there's this Italian dude, Joey LaLacata. He was the driver, and then they had some other dude in the back. I can't remember who it was, or if there was even anybody. I think there was. And then Stevie K. And so I'm sitting there talking. I could see they all have guns. And Stevie and Joey are like, Mikey's your brother? And I'm like, yeah, why? And they're like, oh, dude, man. So Joey LaLacata, his parents owned an Italian restaurant, and there was rumors. Well, I don't even know about rumors, but there were things out there saying that LaLacata's family were part of the, you know, they had mob ties. So Balistreri, which is a big mob name in the Milwaukee area and other I think maybe Kansas City or something. Anyways, Balistreri was a known mob figure. Well, I think it was Balistreri's kid. I forget his first name. Anyways, Joey, because they my brothers used to steal a lot of cars back in the day, and I'll have to tell you another truth about when I was caught fucking retagging cars. Anyways, I should be a felon, but I'm not, thank God. Not like I'm wearing a badge of honor, but I look back at these things and I'm like, fuck, man. Just crazy shit. That ridiculous, dumb shit I did. Anyways, so they tell me, they say, your brothers, they stole Balistreri's Cadillac. He had a really nice, beautiful four-door Cadillac Brougham, I think it was. And it had the gold rims on it. And the Trues and Vogues with the white, you know, with the white wall around the tire, and then he had like a fifth wheel on the back on the trunk, real nice with gold in the rim. So these fucking knuckleheads, and this is before like rims were even a thing. Like you had to have a lot of fucking money to have some gold rims and some Trues and Vogues on the tire, whatever. Not everybody had that. So when you saw a car with, they're like, oh, they got some fucking money, right? And the car, because it was such a beautiful car, like, okay. So anyways, my brother, Mikey, I don't think Bobby was there. He might have been. They steal this Cadillac from Balistrary, and they start taking everything. They're stripping this motherfucker. They got the fucking rims off this bitch, the tires. They got the fifth wheel off. They got the stereos, whatever. Man, it's bright out now. They were just sorry. They were in it to win it. So there was this one cat, John Pajemski, I think his name was, and then there were some other dudes, and somehow, some way, Stevie K worked nights, I think, at this gas station. I think he worked there part-time or whatever. Well, he sees, now Stevie, if I'm wrong about this, let me know, but he sees this car that John Pajemski's got with, now this is like the same day or the next day. No, these motherfuckers, they don't fence the rims, or they're not trying to just store them, and like these dudes are fucking idiots, man. They're saying, yeah, we're gonna steal this fucking not rare, but this one in fucking 500,000 or 1 million in Milwaukee. We're gonna steal this Cadillac with these rare gold rims and these Trues and Vogues on it, and we're gonna go ahead and we got a great idea. We're gonna take these and we're gonna put them on our own fucking car, and then we're gonna drive around. Nobody even know it's us. Well, they noticed. So now Stevie tells, I think it was Joey Lalicata. He tells him, "Hey, listen, I saw this fucking car John Pajemski's got, because it was a network of just fucking neighborhood kids, right? Like, little crews here, little crews there, whatever." And so I believe they catch John fucking Pajemski. And they tell him, they're like, dude, we know you got the fucking rims, blah, blah. Well, he snitches out these other cats, and my brother happened to be one of the dudes that they snitched out. So they're like, yeah, man, fucking your brother's in a lot of, I'm like, let me see what I can do about this. I'll make it right. And they're like, all right, man, we know you, we trust you, we know you will, just make it right. So call up my brother, all these fucking knuckleheads, this little fucking misfit crew. I tell them, like, you guys better get that fucking car put back together exactly how you guys found it. So they were like, I said, no, motherfucker. I said, you guys don't know whose car that was. So they get it back together. And my Uncle Butch owned a car lot on like Lincoln and Wind Lake in Milwaukee. And he knew Joey Lalicata, and I believe he knew Stevie K. And so I tell Stevie and Joey, I'm like, hey, listen, we're gonna do the car will be at my uncle's shop, and we'll just go from there, So my brother, I said, Mike, you're coming with me. So anyways, he comes with me. Everybody else. Oh, so I got to backpedal or backtrack. So there was this restaurant on Highway 100 in West Dallas, which is a suburb of Milwaukee. Dallas is what they call it. And there was a restaurant, like a family style buffet, like not Golden Corral, but it was like Gold Rush or something like that. I forget what it was. Anyway, Stevie, put it in the comments. Excuse me. So, Joey Lalicata goes up there because one of the dudes, Richard something or other, I think the kid's name was, he worked there as like a dishwasher or a busboy. And they get this, they walk right into the fucking restaurant with a Uzi. And they take this motherfucker and they pull his ass out in the fucking parking lot. And yeah, so he fessed up quick. Now we'll fast forward. So like this crew didn't fuck around, right? So anyways, they my brother and his friends, they bring the car up, whatever. They take off. Mikey's there. And so I'm there, Stevie's there, Joey Lalicata's there, and Balistreri. Like I said, I forget. I just know the last name was Balistreri. I can't remember exactly who it was. Joey Balistreri. Anyways, it was something. Steve, you should put that in the comments. So, anyways, they show up, shakes my hand. Man, thanks for making this ride, blah, blah, blah. Well, this dude being a mob dude or whatever, you figure, okay, he's going to fucking handle it for sure. He got his shit back. It looks, it was clean. It was this. Nothing was damaged, whatever the case is. This motherfucker called the cops. Sure enough, he called the fucking cops on my brother. I couldn't believe him. I'm like, dude, you're a mob dude? Anyways, I don't think there was anything the cops could do. They were like, no, it's back here. We don't have, it's your word against theirs. Like, the car's right here. But yeah, he called the fucking cops. I couldn't believe that. And, I was fucking pissed. But anyways, oh man, I got so many fucking truths about the shit that I got into with my brothers, man. And it's been a fucking wild ride, man. So anyways, I see the rain has stopped there to the west. So I think I already thumped my tires, so I think I'm gonna get on down the road. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys a little something. But anyways, please like and subscribe to the channel. Ciao.